This movie was amazing. I was blown away by it. I was like, wow. I mean, I know it won Best Picture at the Golden Globes. It won Best Picture there. And I know that there have been reviews of it a lot. And I know a lot of those reviews have said this is a really good movie. But hey, I went in there and yeah, I was blown away by it. I think this is the first movie in quite a while that I was really blown away by. So yeah, it was just a really well done movie. I love this one. So yeah, it just was great. 1917 was great. And part of the thing that made it great was the cinematography for this movie. And the cinematography, it was so great in this movie. It's just like beautifully done. It is gorgeous. I mean, you're following the two characters around in this movie, and it just like is so gorgeous, and you feel like you're with them. And I mean, and of course, it's all in one shot. So, or it's made to look like it's in one shot. They didn't actually film this in one shot throughout like a 2 hour movie, but it is made to look like it's in one shot, which adds to a lot of the movie and adds to, of course, what I just mentioned. It adds to making you feel like you're with these characters in the movie. And it's like you're with them. You're like just with them because you're with them, like following them around through like the dirt and griminess of war. I mean, they're getting muddy, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna like it's kind of crazy. Like, I mean, you're like, I mean, I feel like I'm getting dirty with them, but I'm not. I'm looking at my arms. I'm like, oh, I'm clean. I'm clean. I'm sitting in a movie theater, but it makes you feel like you're with them. It's just great like that, and it adds to the tension also, because without like the shots changing for this movie, it just builds and builds on the tension. I mean, I think the first time I heard a gunshot, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. So I was like, it was crazy. I was like, because I was like, whoa, that sounded like a real gunshot, and I feel like I'm with them, and it just makes me feel like, oh wow, that bullet just went over my head, but it it didn't, of course. And of course, I think I got it. Like, I was sitting in a theater that had great sound system, which really added to the experience, because that's what made it feel really engrossing. It was the tension of the movie, which I think was crazy. And it also feels like a video game at some point, because I think the one shot, having it be one shot, it just feels like you're in a video game, like controlling these characters or going along the ride with these characters. I thought that was a really nice like it was a really nice addition to the movie as well. Yeah, it's like you're in a realistic maybe Call of Duty game when they're in like the was like World War. I mean, it's on World War I, which is also a nice addition to the movie, because you don't see those often in movies. Maybe just like Wonder Woman. So yeah, so that's another addition to the movie. And I gotta say, it's not a gimmick. I mean, the one shot take, I think, can be seen as a gimmick sometimes, but this movie is not a gimmick because of the one take. And because I think it would work as a regularly filmed movie with cuts and stuff, but with the one take, it just adds a lot to it, as I just mentioned. And I think there's like Birdman. Birdman did the one take, of course, when that came out. And I thought that was a little bit of a gimmick. I mean, it was a good movie. I wasn't that much into it, but I think with the one take that for that movie, I think it was a gimmick for sure. But for this one, it was not a gimmick. I feel like the one take was kind of like it added to the movie, but it also had a lot going for it as well. Roger Deakins is another like thing I want to talk about in this one. So yeah, let's go to the Roger Deakins, of course. I guess the cinematographer that everyone pretty much knows. I mean, he's great. He does a great job for this movie. He did just a terrific job. I love this. I love the way he captures films. I mean, he's done Skyfall. I think was it? What did he win the Oscar for a few years ago? Blade Runner 2049. So he did that one. So he did this one, and I mean, with the job he did in this movie, I thought, okay, you got to give him the Oscar, of course, for this one too. You got it. I mean, one take. I mean, making it look like one take was great, and I thought really worked. And so yeah, Roger Deakins deserves it. I mean, he makes you feel like you're there. He makes you feel like you're in the trenches with these with the characters we have here. And yeah, I just really, I mean, it just really makes you feel like you're with them. So I think yeah, and with them with all like the griminess of World War. I mean, it's a very dirty. It like makes it's a very dirty looking movie. And I thought that's really what it was a like that was really what added to a lot of like the surroundings for this movie. I thought it was pretty crazy. Two main actors for this movie, I think, did a really good job, and their names, of course, are Dean Charles Chapman and George McKay. Which, yeah, two basically unknowns. You got Dean Charles Chapman on the right, of course, and he was Tommen in Game of Thrones, which yeah, you may kind of recognize him. He was of course younger in Game of Thrones, and then of course you got George McKay on the left. So yeah, those are the two actors for the movie you are following around for the most part. There are A-list talented actors in this movie, but they are basically cameos. I mean, you saw in the trailer. If you've seen the trailer, Colin Firth is in the trailer. So, yeah, his is just basically a cameo, as well as a few others I'm not going to mention because they're kind of, like, one was kind of surprising. One, yeah, actually a couple were kind of surprising to me. So I thought, okay, they were like, I'm not going to give them away if if you haven't seen the movie yet. So I'll let you kind of be surprised like I was. But, yeah, I mean, in those cameos, I thought the actors they did a great job in those cameos, and you kind of gotta like get A-list actors for those kind of roles as well. So yeah, I thought they did a great job as well, of course, as the two main actors in this movie. So I thought, okay, yeah, Dean Charles Chapman and George McKay, they were good as well. And I mean, the director I got to mention, of course, Sam Mendes. Sam Mendes did a great job with this movie. I mean, he's done a lot of good movies, I feel. I mean, of course, with me, Skyfall is one of the movies I really enjoyed that he did. And of course, Roger Deakins did the cinematography for that movie as well. So I thought Skyfall was like good. But Sam Mendes knocked out of the park with this one. He made an absolute classic with this one. And yeah, I was blown away with it. I love this movie, and I thought Sam Mendes did a great job. And I think it might be my favorite movie of 2019. So yeah, it is technically a 2019 movie, because it came out, like, I guess it initially came out in 2019, but it came out in 2020 for everybody else, I guess. But it will be, of course, it will be up for Oscars, of course, as it already won a Golden Globe. So yeah, definitely is going to be up there. And I think this is going to win the Oscar. I think this is going to win the Oscar for sure. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to hold it to that, like winning the Oscar. I mean, there's a lot of other good movies out there, but I feel like none of them like stand close to as good as 1917 was. So at the end of this, I'm going to give 1917 a 10 out of 10. I don't do that much often, give 10 out of 10s for movies, but definitely 1917 is a movie that is worth watching. Go see it. I mean, see it on the biggest screen possible if you could, and see it with the great, like, best sound system you could as well. I mean, like, above all, just go see it. Just go see it for sure. I mean, it was a excellent movie. I love this movie. So yeah, 10 out of 10. It was great.